From the Warner Archive Collection, we have a movie that I'm not sure why it isn't on Blu-ray yet, and it is Killer Party. I've seen this thing sitting around before, never watched it. I've always been curious about it. I mean, obviously it's a slasher flick. It's an 80s slasher flick. I don't have the year handy on me right now, and I probably should look that information up before I did a video, but it's 86. It's 86. So let's go into this one. First of all, well, before we go into this one, there's no extras on this disc. It is the old DVD archive collection from Warner, so this is a DVD-R if you're curious, but should play on most players. The movie starts off kind of weird. It's a family's at like a mortuary, and they're fixing to cremate the body, and they're saying goodbye to this character, and then stuff happens, and then all of a sudden it snaps out of it, and it's a girl and her boyfriend watching this movie at a drive-in. And she goes to get popcorn, and then weird stuff starts happening. Then it becomes like a full-fledged music video, and then it snaps out of that, and then it becomes the actual movie. So I don't know the purpose of this. I don't know if this was time reasons. I don't know if it was just trying to be weird. But if it's trying to be weird, it accomplishes that, if nothing else. So then we go to our basic, sort of run-of-the-mill slasher. There's girls at the sorority house. They're all playing pranks on each other. There's got the guys that are always trying to cause trouble for them and just try to get them naked. There's suspicious characters. There's supernatural elements that come into play. And then, you know, they mention April Fool's Day a lot, so it's kind of an April Fool's Day thing, which, of course, that name was taken, obviously, so they had to go with this. And then it kind of drags its feet until the very end, when the last part, like the third act, maybe just a little bit before the third act, but definitely the third act is pretty solid. Everything else is kind of run-of-the-mill. So if you want to go and you want to find a list of like C-level, I guess C-level, C-string, the third string, fourth string, whatever, slasher flicks from the 80s, you would put Killer Party on that, because it doesn't really have the charm of stuff like Madman. It isn't really coherent enough to have something like humongous going for it. So it's there. It's got a budget, and it's got some pretty cool effects, but that's about all it has. And it doesn't really start getting interesting until it's about over. So that's the problem with Killer Party. Now, I imagine one day, maybe soon, this will be on Blu-ray, because mostly everything you can think of in the horror genre that's been out since the 80s is at this point, or at least from major companies, and this is Warner Brothers. But until then, if you want to watch it, it's DVD-R. And you could probably find a whole bunch of stuff better, and because of which I'm giving this a 2 out of 5. If you can get away with just watching maybe the weird intro and the last part of the movie, that might be the best you could do with it, because the stuff in between doesn't really get you anywhere, and there's really nobody likable to really cling to, so it's below average for the most part.